Keeping us on the edge of our seat this morning, folks, we got a absolute genius of the charts joining us here today to let us know what he's seeing in the near future. We are getting edged right at about $67,000 right now. We're going to see if we're in that breakout moment or not. We also have some pretty terrifying predictions that are good for our crypto bags, very bad for society, that we're going to be going over today. And a lot of altcoins. We've got a lot of deep dives into pretty cool altcoins, new ones, and analysis on currently identified projects to see where the good entry points really are. But we got Isaac joining us on the sticks today.
Well, hello, everybody.
You've been living in hell with me here.
Yes,
We're sitting here chasing around this damn liquidity grab, trying to scalp long Bitcoin. We started off this morning, and we saw this used to be bright yellow, about $66,500. Now liquidity to grab has moved lower at $66,375. So we're riding this knife's edge, seeing if we could potentially even capture this liquidity while we're live here. That'd be kind of cool. Almost need to set this. I'm going to put this blue line here just so I know when to do it. But you know what? I'm looking for a short-term washout and a little liquidity grab to put in another scalp long.
Liquidity dropped to 66.2.
66.3.
66.3.
66.3. That's where the liquidity is just. This is a moving target too, so you got to keep these things. It's about $66,375. I know you got a limit order in, Isaac.
That's
so
66.5.
all right then. Well, you know what? God bless.
God bless and Godspeed. Hold on to your asshole.
It's a hectic day. We got a lot going on. The big boss out there doing some important paperwork, and Isaac out there on the sticks. I ran the morning show today with DZ and Josh.
Yeah,
and they had a good show. You know what I mean? Really, a lot of Diddy jokes. They just can't get off the Diddy jokes.
Sounds about right.
You know, it's just a gift that keeps on giving. But welcome in everybody. The homies, the fam. We got Tommy Marin. Sufficient enough. What up? Working on a tractor skid plate. Very nice. Ready to hit hot fire. Shaka Nawanda Bob. Crypto Stevo, the G. VZ Fat Cat. Crypto Cody Bailey S. Sack Nasty. Laserface. C90 FTW. My homies. My homies. But we got a lot of news. Honestly, a lot of naughty news to get through. But I really want to talk to Piano Matty B first. Before I want to hear about the charts first, before we get into all the noise going on, because honestly, there's just mainly price targets and price action for some of my favorite alts. A couple new alts I've found that look pretty good. But I want to hear from Piano Matty B himself. Do we got him in the wings?
Of course we do.
Let's punch him out here. Piano, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Unbelievable. Thanks for having me. I'm doing so great. I just can't believe how lucky I am sometimes to be right here on planet Earth.
Yes.
While the greatest monetary revolution that we've probably ever will see ever again is happening right in front of us.
It's a
truly
beautiful
amazing,
time.
isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful time to be alive, you know, and I wake up and I'm just really thankful for my big old family, giving them good organic food, having chickens running around, trees to cut down, or soil to move, guns to shoot. You know, it's a great world that we live in, honestly, with all the noise and all the chaos. Really taking it one day at a time and focusing in on the family, the legacy. That's where it's at, man. But
you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the SHIT ever hit the fan, if the whole crew at Discover Crypto is just like, knock, knock, knock. Hey,
yeah,
Drew, can we come over here?
That's been discussed, and honestly, that's, you know, I really need anyone that's coming to my house to bring their own bag of rice and beans. So, you know,
and avoid those booby traps.
Yeah, and avoid the booby traps. You know, there may or may not be an alligator on premise. So, you know, you got to watch out. I'm just kidding. But it has crossed my mind to dig a moat, you know, and get one of those bad boys. But Piano Matty B, I've been sitting here watching this chart today, and it's been honestly pretty chaotic. We've seen some pretty aggressive 5-minute candles.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I mean, we've tried to break down below the 66,600 mark or 66,700 mark like 3 or 4 times just today. And overall, this, in my opinion, the chart looks like it wants to give a little bit back from the recent pump. But you got the longer term outlook, the more based outlook on this stuff. You're not necessarily riding white knuckle in leverage positions, you know, and you've made some great calls along the way. So what do you think the price action is telling you from this little bit of haircut we've received on Bitcoin so far this week?
Well, I mean, moreover to what you were talking about on your trade there, the significance of that 66.3 is also the 38.2% fib, which is a really strong fib to bounce off of. We usually get that bounce. And as you can see, our little tumble here made a cute little bear flag, right? So while I know it's a juicy trade to possibly take, because look at these wicks. These wicks are crazy. That's some solid bullish action, but I'm afraid when it happens repeatedly like this, it's kind of like knock knock ginger. Eventually you're going to knock on the wrong door and it's going to open right away, and maybe we fall out, maybe not. But if this were to play out, you take the pull, you slide it all to the breakout point, and then we're all way down there at 64.2. But before we get there, there's some key levels that, it's just the Fibonacci's, and we love the Fibonacci's. The universe loves these numbers, right? So if we break this significantly, your entry at 66.3, whoa, Elevator Man gifted 5 blockchain basement memberships.
What a G. Absolute G. Very nice interjection. You always have it on the fly, man. I can't do it with the guitar. You're very good at that. So, I mean, it is looking like a little bit of a bear flag, and it's interesting to say that we're right at the that point of the Fibonacci level. Had someone bring up, we are showing a slight bullish divergence on the hourly time frame. Really, like, I'm not looking as deep on the correction as you are, but I am feeling it. Just the ebb and flow of the chart seems like, these massive wicks that end up basically flatlining, and then you move to the next massive wick, flatline. It seems like there's a little bit of a pullback here. And, on your pullback level, where does that level bring us to if this bear flag ends up playing out right there?
Well, she'll go all the way down to 64.2-ish, which is, again, right in the loving arms of the 200 moving average. But before that, there are some potential bounces. So there's your entry point at 66.3. Now, if we get that bounce and you get in on that, then that's a wonderful trade. If she breaks the 38.2% Fibonacci, we have the 50% fib, which is at 65.4. And this is where it gets a quadzilla confluence, right? So we have the bear flag playing out to this support region of this channel. And this, you can see this channel, we don't want to be in here. It's a very fast channel. If you go back in history, we just zip through it either up or down, right? So we don't really want to hit this because it could be elevator going straight down. And then you got the support, which is actually the 61.8% fib. And now I go on and on ad nauseum about this, the golden ratios. We love to correct back to the 61.8% fib. I'm not saying it will, and I'm hoping it won't. But, when you see this 4-hour chart kind of start, we are excited. We are bullish. We are excited. We are bullish. We're in here. We're in the green channel. And all of a sudden we started kind of curling over, and you kind of see the price is just going like this. And, saving some sort of geopolitical uprising and some good news that the quant bots start changing their sell algos. Because right now, with the absence of retail, it's just the quant bots, right? Just like buy, sell, if this, then that. Speaker said this, buy this, right? So we're just going on quant bots right now. And so with the absence of any type of kind of good news, we may be susceptible to the quant bots and their sell algos, which would push us out into this bear flag. And maybe we'll see it come to fruition. I hope not.
Yeah. And like what I'm seeing is a lot of the same stuff to roll over on the overall price action that you're seeing. But then, like, for instance, yesterday there was ETF selling $34 million worth of Bitcoin, but BlackRock bought $300 million worth of Bitcoin. So it's, we get that jackknife to the downside, but during the business hours, American business hours, it seems like these BlackRock buys are hoisting it up. And really, they're not letting their foot off the gas, but we do see other ETFs not able to push the same momentum as BlackRock. So, and I'd imagine that'd be the case because they seem to run the world. I want to talk to you. We've heard a lot of conversation about tops exceeding 200K, and we're talking for Bitcoin. I am still under the impression that 200K would be a little bit too much to break this cycle. I do feel like we'll get there eventually. But what kind of levels are you still are you looking at currently from our current price action on this market that we could potentially hit in, the peak of this bull run, say 2025, end of that year time frame?
Well, if you factor in the diminishing returns, I think that under 200K is kind of a pretty conservative little estimate, right? But I'm more delusionally bullish when it comes to price action because I feel this is the last retail bull run that I think the normie can get into. And I mean, not the past few. Those were the golden bull runs, right?
Yeah.
After this one, I think price will be so high and it'll be moved around by the institutions so easily that it would probably be. You'll see the normie just be like, "Well, at 200K, what do I want to buy into Bitcoin for?" They won't understand that you can just get an allocation to it, right? And then the price will get away with them. And I've said this before, but I truly believe that the big money, like the BlackRocks, they are just hoovering up the Bitcoin because they don't want anyone to have it. They want all the shaky hands out. They don't really care about it, but they're going for it all. They're not going for some. They're going for it all, and they won't stop till they have it all, and they're probably going to get it. That's why if you have any allocation to Bitcoin, I suggest just holding on for dear life.
It's pretty much what it feels like. In the next subject matter, we've been looking at miner revenue. It has taken a little bit of a hit. But some of the news was last week's ETF flows actually recorded 9 times the amount of new supply issuance for Bitcoin. And paired with the exchange, the Bitcoin on exchange balance sheets rate, is there a moment where we actually hit a insane supply squeeze for Bitcoin over the next few years? Or is this something we'd be more so watching out for in 2028 or the next bull market after this? Is there a potential we actually see that?
Yeah, I think that's aligned with what I was saying about the big money. Like when they have got basically it locked down, then they'll release the supply shock, right? At that point, they will create the hysteria and retail will come into a supply shock. So you're not going to see these massive institutions run head into a supply shock. Right now, they're just buying over the counter as they please. Oh, we'll take 300 million if you got it. Oh, sure, we got it. And then as soon as they've locked down their allocation for the future, when I talk future, I mean generations, their allocation for generations, then they will create a hysteria and FOMO will come running headfirst into supply shock. And that's when we'll see it, but not until those hungry hippos get all the marbles they're looking for.
That's something very, very keen to keep an eye on. And today we have an interesting conversation happening in the EU, the European Central Bank. Christine Lagarde's having her, I guess it's like a press release conference. And we've seen a lot of both sides of the fence where the European Central Bank is acknowledging the use case for blockchain, but then also, even within the United States Central Bank, they're talking about this negative dividend where if you're holding Bitcoin and they know you hold Bitcoin, you're going to owe the government money just for holding the crypto. Do you think the European Central Bank and the pressures that Europe's economy are under are going to quicken their pace towards crypto adoption to try to find a new squeeze, to try to find a way to hoist up their fiat? Or will they just take the adversarial approach and all of the crypto holders are criminals and we need to go after them to take it away?
Well, the beauty of Bitcoin and why I always come back to this notion is that you have truth and you have lies, you have fiat, and you have hard sound money. And so the more they try to screw with Bitcoin, the stronger it gets. It's just, that's its use case, is to fight this corruption, this absurd fiat lifestyle that's been going on for 100 years now. And Bitcoin is their enemy. So you can imagine they have this $1 trillion piggy bank that's just waiting to get cracked open by Bitcoin. So they're going to fight it and they're going to try to put their knee on your neck and all this. And they might have like one of the executive order 6102 on Bitcoin, but good luck. I mean, it took us 80 years to realize how can we do this executive order thing different? And most of the times it's because the people had their money or the gold in the bank, right? Now they have a self custody. So good luck. I mean, what are you going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to come knock on your door. Give us your seed phrase.
Yeah, I mean, something like that happened with gold here in the U.S. They didn't force it. They didn't imprison you if you didn't give the gold over. But in 1933, they showed up with men with guns and asked strongly for the citizens' gold. So that is something that's on my mind. It's going to be much more difficult because gold's this large item that's or small item, but it's in someone's home. Bitcoin, you can store the seed phrase literally in your head. You can have it in a cold storage wallet and have a boating accident. It's never going to come out again. So this is something pretty interesting to think about. Now, one of the scarier predictions that we're seeing from some of the world's best money managers is talking about a situation where there is no stopping the inflationary pressure on fiat. Like we're seeing like this momentary pause in inflation crushing the average middle and lower class. Do you think that in 2025, 2026, we're going to see inflation tick back up again and really try to put the final nail in the coffin of the middle class?
Yeah, I do. And when they talk about inflationary pause, I mean, all you got to do is go to the grocery store and see how much everything costs since the last time you were there. So they may fudge the numbers on the basket of lies that they call the CPI. But at the end of the day, as a consumer, you realize that inflation is just going up and up and up. And I don't think it's going to pause at all. In fact, they can't do anything but print money because we're talking about 35 trillion in debt. It's over. I mean, that's what people don't realize now, I think, is that it's already over and now the squirm is in. So they're like, well, what the hell do we do with the $35 trillion debt? Obviously, we print more money. Do we print to oblivion? Is this the end case? Are we in the end game now? We just print to oblivion? And the answer is yes. However, Bitcoin will come in and I really think at the 11th hour on many, many levels, philosophical, financial, Bitcoin is basically the last hope we have for maybe a normal future, not dark ages for at least 4 generations.
Yeah, man. I mean, and like you said, this is an incredible time to be alive, and it's an incredible time to pay attention to crypto and to follow the movements of it. And I absolutely love your analysis on it. Me and you see eye to eye on a lot of things. I try to find ways I'm disagreeing with you, but we're pretty much in tune on that. Now, really, obviously we have the Minneapolis Fed. They came out yesterday, a legal prohibition against Bitcoin can restore the unique implementation of the permanent primary deficits. They're talking about stopping their deficit by going after a ban or just soft ownership of your Bitcoin. The evaluation of it goes up. You owe the Federal Reserve more money. Where could people keep up with all of your analysis? Because you're really looking at this from a statistical, a Fibonacci standpoint, and it coincides with a lot of macroeconomic viewpoints that I have. When do you go live, and where can people keep up with you at?
Every morning on YouTube, I do a video production that goes over the technical analysis, and then I do a live stream for about 20 minutes. That goes every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. till about 8:30. And on Fridays, of course, Drew comes in when he can, when he has the time and not too busy.
I mean, sometimes, lately it's been a little crazy. The wife, she's got a new job, God bless her, and she's loving it, and it's helping out the family a lot. But man, I'm adjusting to, I'm moving around 4 kids at 5 o'clock in the morning, and thank God I'm not dealing with the dog. Interesting, you mentioned Hoover. That is the dog. Left.
That's your dog's name?
Yes, I named all my dogs after vacuum cleaner brands, basically. So one's Hoover, the next is Roomba, the next one will be Dyson. It's just the way it goes, but.
Makes sense.
Absolutely love spending time with you, man. And yes, I'll be on with you this Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I really appreciate you joining us and giving us your analysis, brother. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man.
Take care, everybody.
Dude, that guy is the shit. Legend. And it's interesting. He's bringing up 66.2. I mean, that is basically at this liquidity spot for that fib. That fib little dip right there, the dip down to the fib he was talking about, that would wash out that liquidity. So very interesting. Got to keep an eye out on this. I might very may well get the entry point. I'm looking at the 1 hour on Bitcoin as well here. Let's make this smaller. So we have higher highs on the RSI and a lower low on price on the 1 hour. So I am keeping an eye on this. Will give us at least enough juice for a little scalpy rip in case we get this entry point. But I might just want to scoot this bad boy up to about 350. About 350. So let's get through all the rest of these stories here. I got people in the chat. They're calling out. Yes, we checked out Drift this morning. It's looking like it's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive.
We are not dead.
We did not die. But there's a lot of cool projects I want to look at. Here is billionaire Paul Tudor Jones talking about the future of assets. Let's have a listen to what he's got to say.
Given all of the things you're saying, are you off buying gold and Bitcoin and
I think all roads lead to inflation. We're going to end up, but
does all roads lead to inflation? Therefore, gold is a good investment. Is Bitcoin a good investment to you?
I'm long gold. I'm long Bitcoin. I think commodities are so ridiculously underowned. So I'm long commodities. I think most young people find their inflation hedges via the NASDAQ. That's also been great. It's probably some combination. I probably have some basket of gold, Bitcoin, commodities, and NASDAQ, something like that. And I would own zero fixed income. If I had my cash, it'd be very short term. The playbook to get out of this, you see it in Japan right now. They have 2% inflation, 30 basis points overnight. They don't want to raise rates. The playbook to get out of this is that you inflate your way out.
Jeez. You inflate your way out of the situation. Just imagine what that'll do for the average person that's not holding these assets, gold,
Rugged.
Bitcoin.
Instantly rugged.
It's like not just instantly, it's like a slow rug. It's how you boil a frog. You boil it slowly in lukewarm water. They don't even realize what's going on. Just absolutely insane. See, the chat's talking about a trans Hudson. Willis Wilsford cannot deny or confirm that statement there, good sir. Cannot.
We will not be going in depth on that topic. Thank you very much for your comment, though.
Oh my God. And Isaac, did you ever get monetized by TikTok?
No.
No? Do you
I have
think
to
it's
wait
ever going to
another
happen?
month. No, it's not happening. They hate me.
How many millions of views do you have on there now?
My biggest video is 7.4 million. My second biggest is 2.6 million. And I would have been paid some good cash for that, but
Well,
no, TikTok sucks.
You know what? It's all because of the brainwash of you joining me here on the blockchain basement. Now you're looking at politics.
And
It's funny. Me and Isaac were talking this morning. He's like, Kamala has a handler. I was like, bro, the mayor of our city has a handler. Come on, wake up, man.
Okay, just to be clear, I want to point this out. Of course, I didn't know there was a handler. I just got into politics thanks to this guy back in February. Now my brain has been warped in the best way possible.
Yeah, it's really great. Also, what's being warped is silver's price. At warp speed, we have silver at $34.50. A new 12-year high. We do have to go check into this silver price chart. Let's see what the levels are right now. Silver has just been absolutely ripping. It's at $34.96. It's up even more from the publication of this. Absolutely crazy. Maybe this is the big squeeze on the banks that try to short silver. Maybe this is the margin call where the banks get, called on their shorts and they have to produce the silver to cover it. And that is when shit really gets weird. So very interesting to see the gold and silver prices mooning. And this is from Zero Hedge. The silver squeeze has officially begun. Love these guys sometimes. I like to looking at what they're talking about. The surge of nearly 7%, meeting the criteria I've outlined in the confirmed the next phase of its bull market. In the article, will break down the details of silver's Friday breakout and explain why a powerful silver squeeze has now officially begun. The criterion I outlined to confirm the next leg of the silver rally was simple yet widely overlooked by investors and surprisingly difficult to achieve. The spot price of silver must decisively close above $32.50 resistance, supported by strong trading volume. 32.5 resistance level was set at a May high, after which silver retreated to stagnation and stagnated over the summer. Silver made attempts to break through this level on September 26th and October 4th, but both attempts failed, resulting in further pullbacks, with silver's $2 or 6% rise on Friday, accompanied by trading volume more than double the prior week's average. Definitely fulfills that criterion. This is absolutely nuts to see silver breaking out And honestly, there's some of the biggest banks out there, JP Morgan, massive financial institutions that short this asset on God mode should they get margin called. And the actual physical silver has to be produced to cover those levels. Things can get very, very weird from there. So very interesting to see. More signs that the system at large is breaking. And gold also has outperformed the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000 over the past 20 years. Incredible to see. This is gold breaking up. It's under 549%. The SPX up 427% and RTY up 292. I think gold probably on track for $3,000. Let's see here. Let's check out the gold price chart. You don't get to do this often. And shout out to credit where credit is due. I know I got a lot of people that hold gold. I held gold and made like a good, it was like 70, 80% trade just holding spot gold during COVID. Not a bad move.
Not a bad move at all.
And it feels cool holding a pile of gold, I will say. You feel like, I don't know, very like out of the 2-year is at a 4.023 and the 10-year is coming in at a 4.177. So it's more lucrative to hold longer term bonds. But the moment that we see this 2-year flip the 10-year, that is when y'all better watch out because things can get very, very weird on the American market when that does occur. Let's see here. Drew found a gem. Could you give me your opinion on cloud? Let's see here. Cloud.
Take a look.
Let's see. You want to snoop around for it?
I'll snoop around for it.
Snoop around for it. Maybe drop me the contract address.
Yeah.
That'll help because there's probably a lot of cloud out there. There's probably a lot of cloud in the sky. So yeah, you look up that contract address for me, brother. Now, what do we got here? Mortgage rates. So we got mortgage rates coming back. They're just below 7% for most people. Housing market will remain frozen until these rates decline to 4%. But for that to happen, the Fed would need to slash rates dramatically and restart quantitative easing, printing money, and buying longer duration bonds. And if the Fed does that, inflation will launch higher. What a shitty situation for the system to be in. And this is what happens when you have a house built on cards, aka air-backed loans. This is the kind of the final death throes of this system. And I think we got about maybe 10 years max till this thing fully breaks. But who knows? They could use the excuse of World War III to reset the system in the shorter term. Home builder sentiment improves slightly for October, but remains depressed as the housing market is still frozen over and home builders' costs continue setting records month after month. And also within this, the new houses pretty much suck ass. Like the new building materials, they are not good. I've seen some of the fiberboard that they're using now that's like recommended, and it's basically like squished together, heated up cardboard. We just can't have anything nice. I have an old school house, and I was ripping the what do you call it, the cabinets out, and I pulled the cabinets out, and I realized how much better the 50-year-old cabinets were than the ones that were brand new in the shops, unless I wanted to go spend $20,000 on cabinets. So I basically just remade and revamped the old cabinets. It took some time, but I absolutely love how they came out. Hardwood with the real tight, what do you call them? The little bands, the rings, you know? The wood now, it's well, no, it's basically the years that a tree is alive.
Oh, okay.
Let me know in the chat what I'm talking about here, but it's basically each year that it's alive, the season and all the changes that it goes through creates one level of it, and it gets squished together over time. If you look at today's pine, it's very, very wide. The grain, yes. Now the grain is very wide spread out. It's almost like squishy wood, weird wood. Old school wood, man, that stuff was tight like a tiger. Very hard wood, and much better to build with. So you just can't have nothing nice. Now, this politics, real quick.
That look is where boners go to die.
So this lady was on, she was on a campaign trail for Harrison Walz. She's like, come on, guys, come on. We need your help so we can have the right to murder babies. And then ends with this look. And now the interesting thing, Jon Stewart may be breaking from the pack, realizing how terrible this looks, honestly, for the average person looking in. And I'd agree that is indeed where boners go to die. There's more to go. Trump believes that there's a way to have the United States abolish federal taxes. want to look into this a little bit more. He's getting started with this plan that was talked about yesterday, a plan that could exempt 93 million Americans from income tax. Now, who's going to be affected? Let's find in here. I just saw it here. I don't know why Johnny didn't. Okay. So if implemented, Trump's income tax exemptions could affect tens of millions of taxpayers, 68 million of them Americans receiving Social Security benefits each month. And the insane part about this is on the internet. If you're just listening to ads on YouTube, Kamala Harris ads are saying Trump wants to abolish Social Security. So quite the opposite of what the actual plan is. But that's just par for the course. The war of information ongoing. According to the Social Security Administration, in 2023, about 4 million workers were tipped jobs. According to an estimate from Yale University's Budget Lab, the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs approximated that in March of 23, there were 18.6 million living veterans. There are 1.3 million active duty military personnel, according to the Department of Defense. And there are 800,000 sworn law enforcement officers and 500,000 paid firefighters. Taking all these together, these reforms could leave about 93 million people off of the hook for at least a portion, if not all, of their income tax. That accounts for 38% of the 244 million Americans eligible to vote in 2024. So, you know what? I think there's more work to do here. Honestly, I feel like most of us deserve all of our tax dollars back after they decided to leave $80 billion in military equipment for our sworn adversaries. And now those adversaries are using that military equipment against us and our allies. So kind of feels like we need a refund. What you got, Isaac?
I found this cloud token.
You found the cloud token? What are we looking at here? Punch it over here. Let's see what we got.
Punch it over here.
Let's see.
All righty. So I went straight to the top traders, and I don't like what I see.
Why? What do we got? We got top trader.
The top trader.
Oh, God, $1 million.
$1 million in profit without buying.
What do the bubble maps look like, though?
Bubble maps. We're going to take a look at bubble
Let's
maps.
look at this.
There are more dev cells than there are actual top traders, which I don't like that at all.
Oh my God!
Holy!
Well, one of a few of these got to be Dexes, but damn, that looks okay. Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah. So
okay.
Just looking off of this scam.
Well, okay. Let's have him verify the contract address. So
this was the verified.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He said $65 million market cap.
It's on Solana, Meteor.
On Solana. Back to the more dev.
83,000 holders.
Yes, 83,000 holders.
A lot of dev cells, a lot of big dev cells, honestly. I don't know about this one.
Don't like it personally. No.
I've seen more chaotic things make money from the Cabal insights, but I'm not an insider, so I don't know how much more it can go. I mean, honestly, looking at that chart, if I'm looking at that and I just have to have some because someone told me about it or something like that, I'd be putting in like 0.1%, like maybe at most $100. Honestly, being very careful about that type of stuff. It looked a little bit too consolidated on the wallet side for me personally. So now we got this. This is great news, everyone. This is Owen Schroyer bringing us some wonderful information.
Let's talk about what's happening in Atlanta on Election Day. The one city, the one county, Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, that could determine the fate of the 2024 presidential election. And it just so happens there is a Homeland Security Critical Infrastructure Conference and drill happening in Atlanta, Georgia, in Fulton County on the day of the election.
Bro, like, why can't they schedule this for like a few months after the election, maybe a few months before the election? Why are they doing this on the day of the election? Like, that makes no sense, bro.
Chaos must be ensued.
Dude, oh my God. Now, I mean, logic would say, okay, let's say you didn't mean to destroy the planet and you wanted to have a reasonable and fair election. Maybe do a massive cybersecurity test on the system outside of the time frames where your electronic voting is supposed to be happening at. Like, wow. Yo, Drew, when you gonna learn to say my name without choking on a Vienna sausage while you say it? Willisford. Is that correct?
That is correct. It looks correct.
What are Vienna sausages? Am I insane for not knowing this? They're like
Vienna.
What
I
are they
don't
like?
know.
Little? Like are they the little ones?
They're the little ones, yeah.
Okay. Little sausage. I'll just call you little sausage from now on.
You're
That'll
a little
work out
sausage
better.
now. You did this yourself.
Yeah. Now, logic would say that they would do this cybersecurity test at a different time, but honestly, no. The left want to see things burn, and this is how I imagine they thought the Trump McDonald's visit would go. Let's check it out. Look at the shock, the honestly, he's probably in worse shape than that. AI is being a little bit too kind to him there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh well.
He's loved his McDonald's for a while, but you know what? That was one hell of a PR move, honestly, to actually put on the McDonald's apron and go there and work. So now he can actually say he's worked at McDonald's. Just something I never imagined we'd see in this world. And here we are. The Matrix has been broken. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it, honestly. So people are saying Vienna sausages taste great for breakfast. Maybe, are they good for breakfast? Have you ever had? I've never even eaten these things. So
What, Vienna
I've
sausages?
had the little smokies.
Yeah.
Little
those are
smoky
good.
sausages. Are they the same type of thing?
Kind of.
Okay.
They're very similar.
Okay. I'm always looking for good breakfast meat. I don't know about Vienna sausages, though. New World Disorder says they're gross. Put up a chat. Put up a poll in the chat. I need to know. Oh, God. They're in the cans? No. They're in the cans? Hold on.
Yeah.
Vienna sausage. What is this? They are. They're the ones in the cans. Hell no. Hell to the no.
To the no.
They're
Yeah.
basically cat food. Oh my God. That's like something you'd give the aliens in District 9. You know what I mean? Just like,
Or in Springfield, Ohio.
yeah, I don't know about that. Springfield, Ohio. What has happened to you, Isaac?
I am agent of chaos.
Yeah, I feel it, man. Think canned hot dogs. Whew. And the hot dog flavored water. Man, shout out to Limp Bizkit, man. Now Malay looks to dissolve Argentina's current tax collection agency, the AFIP, and replace it with a simpler, more efficient, less costly, and less bureaucratic structure. Malay laying just scorched earth down in Argentina since he's taken office, and I'm here for it. More power to him. He was the problematic libertarian candidate that somehow was able to break through the bureaucratic BS. And now he's got the steering wheel, and he is driving that wild bus. Made for prepping, though, I don't know. The best kind of protein is on the hoof. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I've been doing, Isaac? I've been attracting. I got a lot of deer now on my property. I've been hooking them up. I got the deer salt lick, and I don't shoot them. I just let them all gather. Now there's a whole family.
That's fair.
I got like I've seen 6 of them now, and they're all just gathering. They got some babies, some brand new babies that are joining. But the chickens are costing me a lot more in chicken food.
It's almost hunting season.
Yeah, we need to, you know what? There's
Hunting
a
food?
rooster that my neighbor needs me to take care of. I don't know. I mean, this rooster never comes to me, so we'll see how that goes. But you know, what are we going to go hunt, Isaac? Are you going to go hunting with me?
We can go hunting. It's almost deer season.
Yeah?
Right? It's about to be deer season.
Okay.
Because we were talking about it when I went boar hunting and didn't get killed by boars.
Mm-hmm.
That deer season was just around the corner. I'll look it up and.
You know, we should do it with a bow. I
bow?
love hunting with a bow, rather, because
That'd
if
be
you can
fun.
get close enough with a bow, anyone can pull the trigger on a rifle.
Yes.
Bow hunting, it really teaches that silence, that sleekiness through the woods, you know, very, very important. Now, altcoin action here. We got Ripple co-founder Chris Larson donating $10 million more of XRP to Kamala Harris. You gotta love it. Just making it rain on Camel Toe herself. And let's see if XRP is still where the retail live. Let's check it out, folks. Let's take over-unders. Is XRP still 53 cents? Yes, it is. All right. So this is where the retail surely reside. They are squatters in the 53-cent realm. And it has found its new stablecoin support level here. I do remember there was a time frame. God, I mean, it's basically been bouncing up and down around this range. And you notice every time it breaches its little head above 70 cents, Ripple is reminded that they hate all of their holders and dump it back down. to this equilibrium level. Not great. A lot of people are trying to get the copium that maybe Chris Larson's playing 6D chess, trying to pay off politicians so that it's the new financial guarantee. I just doubt it. I really doubt it. So not a great look, and probably going to end up with some selling pressure on that one. Joe Biden, deeply concerned about a leak of U.S. intelligence documents regarding Israeli preparations for an attack on Iran. Axios reported, citing the White House. Now, I'm not sure if I have this. I better go to my bookmarks, pull this down because it's about to get
We're about to get
sketchy.
taken off of YouTube.
Yeah.
If this
A little sketchy going into my bookmarks these days. So what do we got here? Arain Tabatabai has allegedly been identified as a leaker of highly classified documents detailing Israel's military. Who could have seen it coming with a name like that? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
She probably has America first intentions, no problem at all. Now, the FBI investigating this major breach, which has sent shockwaves through the Washington area and raised concerns about U.S. intelligence security. These documents allegedly revealed Israel's covert military activities in addition to a planned strike in retaliation for Iran's strike earlier this month against Israel. And you know what? I mean, did they not see this?
Agent of Chaos.
Did they not see this? Like, you're going to hire? Oh, my God. Like, this is so idiotic, man. Yeah, you should be concerned about your national security when you're staffing that. Now, this is Iron Dome, and this is a highlight from those last moves from Israel and Iran. Air Force in Israel continues preparations for a strike on Iran and conducting the second large force employment exercise earlier in the week. And we also have this. This is just for culture. All the young fit guys stood around silent and looked at the ground. This is a post, the Breck apologist, some like Dolly Parton, soon to be Dolly Parton looking. This man on the subway was repeatedly harassing a woman, being disgusting, invading her space, etc. Tell me effing why me and other women around tried to intervene and tell him off, but all of the young fit guys just stood silent and looked at the ground. Well, it's kind of similar to why police aren't willing to intervene either. It's because this dude did intervene. And guess what happens? You get thrown in jail for stopping assaults on women in the subway systems if you are in one of these controlled centers by a specific political group. So, you know what? You reap what you sow. You end up villainizing the people that would be there helping you, and you end up with police that won't want to move in. You end up with, honestly, just like that police officer that got stabbed in the face by like a 6-foot-tall NBA or WNBA player. He should have taken the shot like
Instantly.
the moment he got hit by the knife.
Yeah.
But instead, he's sitting there, oh God, I'm going to get called the R word. If I take this shot, oh God, please drop the knife. He's sitting there bleeding and the blood's covering his eye, and he doesn't take the shot until being attacked again. This is the situation you end up with if you have a weaponized DOJ that literally has a specified group of people that it'll target in its convictions. So there you go. There you have it. Former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries arrested in Florida on sex trafficking charges filed by federal prosecutors in New York. This is kind of a weird look. And who could have seen this coming? I mean, this guy looks, I mean, would you ever, this guy looks unhinged. He looks like a more fit Gary Busey. You know what I mean? Abercrombie and Fitch always hated it, never bought a damn thing from them. Not surprised by this. He does indeed look like a wacko, and looks like he is verified to be one, because now he is under arrest in Florida under sex trafficking charges. Absolutely saw that coming. Definitely giving off crackhead vibes. Now, here's Solana versus ETH, hitting new all-time highs. Man, ETH is losing some market dominance with this action, man. Solana is coming for Ethereum's lunch. Let's check out how this pair looks right now. We were checking out Sol to BTC yesterday. Let's see if we can reconnect here. This is the Sol to BTC. Still looking for the breakout. Probably not going to get it until around the end of November, beginning of December timeframe. But that is honestly right around the corner. Let's check out Solana to ETH. Let's see here how it's stacking up against Ethereum. Holy God. So was consolidating, hit its head against this shelf 4 times, and has now started to break out Man, our Solana auxiliary plays are probably doing pretty damn good. Let's start with Drift. Yes,
please.
Let's go here. Up 15% on the day.
Hell
Look at
yeah.
this. Hell yeah. Higher lows overall on the pullback too. Very nice. On the 1 month, honestly, this is still, in my opinion, I'm feeling very, very comfortable adding more and more Drift to the portfolio from the levels it is at currently. Let's check out IO.net. Down 3%, still at the $1.80 level, so it really hasn't moved anywhere special as of yet. The other one, Jupiter, and we're also going to check out Radium. Jupiter and Radium are kind of like neck and neck top dexes for Solana. These pullbacks getting less deep as we went through time, and Jupiter may be trying to break out of this kind of long-term consolidation pattern. It does look like that. It essentially, if I'm looking at this in the time frame where we're in for crypto, Bitcoin dominance, all those wonderful things, I will not be surprised to see Jupiter testing this $20 to $30 range in short order. Very glad my bags are packed on that project. Very, very glad. Now, this is insane.
Chucky ho-ho.
Cardano will surpass Bitcoin. What does it mean? Chucky Ho-Ho even suggested that many governments around the world might use the technology behind Cardano to run their systems. A private organization on the blockchain going to take over the world. Cardano is a type of crypto like Bitcoin, but it's designed to be smarter and more efficient. Hoskinson's vision is that Cardano will not only be popular among everyday people, but will also be the choice for governments because they mean well and they want to be transparent. This would mean that the important services like voting, because they love us knowing and making sure we have fair and free elections. Banking, because they know we love to make sure our money is sound and they're not funding cartels by the billions of dollars to do so. And record keeping, because they love holding on to all their nefarious dealings with the Epsteins. All of them could run on the Cardano platform. Chucky, let's have a listen to this.
7 years' time since Cardano launched, we went from nothing to an 11-figure network with millions of people and the largest research group in the world and the passion of the young people. And in another decade's time, we'll be larger than Ethereum. And in another decade's time, we'll be larger than Bitcoin. And in another decade's time, the majority of governments in the world will run on our infrastructure because they trust it. That is what thinking in decades gives you.
Okay, so this is loaded. I have a couple thoughts when it comes to this. The first thought that comes to my mind is that I do believe Cardano is going to be a multi-cycle altcoin. I will absolutely say that. It is the most decentralized proof of stake system out there. Now, is technology sexy? Does technology move massive amounts of numbers during the time frame we're in, where everyone's just seemingly more interested in meme coins or, last cycle with NFTs? Probably going to be a little bit muted on the price action over those time frames. But I can say Cardano's probably going to be around for a really long time. So it's impossible to tell how high the price can go of Cardano, but I really, really don't think that governments are going to step aside and let their systems and their record keeping and their banking and their voting be put on a transparent blockchain. That's how I feel about it. So I really have kind of mixed emotions when I'm sitting there listening to this, because it is hard for me to, I am not of the opinion where I can be like, Cardano's going to zero, because it's so decentralized right now. And there's such a fervent community that is making sure that it exists and that it stays decentralized, that it's going to be around, in my opinion. But knowing how high it ends up going, or, if it's going to perform amazing, like this cycle, I don't feel like it's going to be a massive, massive mover. I'm looking more so in like the $3 range, maybe $3.50, which is honestly, it's a 10x from where it's at right now. I see the post calling for $10, in this current market. I completely disagree with that. But long term, I think it's going to survive for quite a while, which we can take as, if you really believe in decentralization, which I am a huge fan of, and I'm a huge fan of what Charles says about going against the grain of these government control mechanisms. And he likes one of my favorite bands, The Who, a Mongolian heavy metal band he hung out with. They're good, man. Have you ever heard the Who?
No,
Isaac?
I've not heard the Who.
Dude, here, all right, hold on.
We have to hear the Who.
Well, no, we can't. Maybe we should. Honestly, like
We're
maybe
already
we should here.
demonetized, so.
We're already demonetized. Whatever. Let's hear this. He hung out with these guys. These guys are so sick. Let's see here. I'm gonna go. When it hits, man, shit, that gets you going. That is like the best gym music out there. And when I thought Tyranny Actual was just around the corner and, you know, things were going to get extra weird and then the whole society would be on the backs of idiots and psychopaths that are willing to go against the most powerful systems on the planet, which, look no further, you found him. That music kept me going, made me work real hard in the gym, just that extra push. And honestly, during training exercises and stuff like that for my contractor job, and even we ran an airsofter team with a great team. We had like SEALs and Marines on it. When we would breach buildings, always had that song playing on like a little speaker on my kit. It's just an absolutely wonderful band. So shout out to Hosky for that. I think calling for the whole capturing of the system at large for Cardano, probably not going to happen, but over the long term, Cardano's going to be around. And honestly, I can't put a cap on where it's going to be because it is the most decentralized proof of stake system out there. Talking about, you want to work in the gym, listen to Hello, dude. I'll check out that. Now, 01 Labs partnered up with Near to build a decentralized AI future. This is very cool for both Near and 01. Thrilled to announce a new strategic partnership network that is at the forefront of decentralized AI. Decentralized AI is extremely important to make sure that humanity's still able to exist in 5 years from now, because you got to keep in mind, in Terminator, Skynet went self-aware August 29th of 2024.
Oh,
What is
nice.
it? It's October.
It is
So,
October.
you know what? Art mimicking reality, right? We put these things together. We need to make sure that AI is decentralized and also not nefarious. But that's kind of a loaded question. How do you make sure it's decentralized? You know, this free floating system, but then it won't do away with humans because eventually it'll view you as locusts pulling from the earth.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Something to think about. But in this market that we're in right now, I think AI plays, RWAs, Solana, and base chain plays are going to be the real squeezy juice for upward gains, leveraging Near's scalable, secure infrastructure to pioneer a new era of AI applications that are open, community-driven, and built for global decentralized ecosystems. Together, 01 Labs and Near Protocol will pioneer innovative avenues to support the grassroots teams and foster deep engagement between developers and the decentralized AI users. This partnership aims to support these early-stage builders. Very good look for Near and 01. And Near absolutely is moving in 10. Like, it's not moving like NVIDIA is, but it has been invited to the stage the last time NVIDIA had a big conference. And that really, honestly, did amazing things for the price. The price reached $9. I built my bag of this thing at $1.90. I rebought it in these local lows at about $3.70. I didn't catch the absolute bottom, but I rebuilt and hammered into this even more at $3.70. Currently sitting just under $5. Looks a little bit coily to me, and as long as we don't have some massive mushroom cloud nuke Bitcoin and the rest of the markets between now and November, December timeframe, it looks like we're gearing up for a move back to those local highs. So my bags are packed on that. I'm feeling good about seeing these partnerships and integrations happening. And another one that my bags are well packed on. Please don't advise people to do drugs. I won't.
Because I put a song in the chat.
You put a song in the chat? What is it?
Unicorn on Ketamine.
Okay.
It's
know
a
what?
great song if you want to hit a PR at the gym.
Oh my God. You need to, Stacy is right. You need to do a disclaimer. Okay, Isaac?
That's right.
Drugs are
Okay.
bad.
I'm not
Honest-
telling people to do drugs. I'm not telling anybody to do ketamine. Listen to Unicorn on
I
ketamine.
am a little sensitive to the whole drug stuff. I've seen drugs take out, like, I've been around people in crypto that had it all, that absolutely had it all. Multi-million-dollar houses, all the stuff. Don't give it away. Okay. But everything can be ripped away from you in a very, very fast and gut-wrenching way if you are finding yourself in that addiction realm. And I do ask people to find help if drugs are consuming, and the current time frame pushing people towards that stuff. There is a light on the other side. Drugs are not the solution. Each to their own. If you want to do drugs, chemistry, bro, don't lose yourself to drugs. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm trying to, because raw dog in life, now a good tea, a good tea, that'll set you off. A workout, regular, like dopamines, not regular amphetamines, regular dopamine, it feels really, really good. So, you know what? And something else that's given me, and drugs are bad, okay? Something else that's getting me excited this morning is Chainlink. Yeah, we got a little bit of price action, but I know we covered this on the morning show. Chainlink just conducted this results of an industry-wide cooperative actions initiating between Chainlink, Euroclear, and Swift, and 6 other financial institutions, Franklin Templeton, Wellington Management. Got to check out these banks and custodial services. We all know UBS. This is the one that had to absorb Credit Suisse in Switzerland. Casis Investor Services, Von Tobel, and Signum. But then below this, the blockchains are highlighting ZK Sync, Zero Knowledge Sync, Avalanche, a great look for Avalanche, and Hyperledger. Now, overall, the price action on both of these tokens making me feel pretty damn excited. I'm going to go to the overall crypto market. Let's see where we're at right now. Chainlink, it popped its head right about $2.25 earlier this morning, $2.30 or $12. But if I'm looking at this forest backed up through the trees here, we got higher lows, and it is looking like it's primed to try out this $15 range once again. Chainlink loves to coil up and make everyone think that it's dead, which is exactly what happened here. Everyone thought I was a complete fool for hammering into this project at $5 during the last kind of doldrums, the range it was stuck in. So my buys have been at $5 and $1.80 on Chainlink, and I bought it during the COVID dip, so that felt good. And right now, we got a little spoiled with this pump up to $22. I'm just going to say we got spoiled. It came too quick. It came too fast. I feel like Chainlink is still poised to double its previous all-time high because of the integrations it's actually working with these massive institutions with. And I really, really am excited about the long-term bags I'm holding for Chainlink. Avalanche been in kind of a similar but a special situation, and even more aggressive price action situation here, because the hammer in time for me on Avalanche was $10.50 right there. Me and Owen were sitting there eating Wendy's burgers and absolutely backed up the truck on Avalanche at this level. Took all my profits to $52, but I kept 10% of the bag. And just over the past year, it really has held this original pump 2 spot at around $12 well. And we have very concise higher lows building up for Avalanche. Now you have off the grid game coming into it. You have a lot of really cool things happening for the Avalanche ecosystem. So seeing it sitting here flirting with $30, not feeling too bad. We may as well look. I know Arrow's a channel favorite. We actually have a video coming out about Aerodrome. I believe
Tonight.
It's coming out tonight.
It's coming out tonight, everybody.
All right. Well, stay tuned for that. Now, Aerodrome, given a haircut, we got it down 14% on the week. Overall, it's up 40% on the month. So this is something pretty expected. I mean, nothing goes straight up into the right only. And my more preferred entry point on Aerodrome for a topping off of the bag comes in at around $1. And that would need a consistent pullback to that realm because we have a stumble on the pump, and we also have a proving of support on this pump. So about $1.02 is my next kind of target for Aerodrome to be topping off my bags. Let's see what other, we got a bunch of news here. Oh yeah, we also have this ANZ Bank debuting the tech for tokenized asset settlements under Singapore's Project Guardian with Chainlink as well. It just keeps on going. Now, Injective, looking very, very good, consolidating above previous all-time highs in 2021. Like to see us expand here towards $35 for a short-term confirmation of support. Shout out to Crypto Cody for dropping the membies too. Absolutely. What a G. Support in the basement. Absolutely love it, man. On a big time frame, as long as we're trading above the 2160 level, we are okay to send it higher. Let's check out Injective. Great part of the Cosmos ecosystem. Cosmos even popped its head out of the ground. It's not done. Cosmos showed a little bit of signs of life.
Not dead.
Not dead. Not dead. Now, here is the all-time highs. Let's do the market cap view. So we have the total supply at 100 million tokens. Circulating supply at 98 million tokens. So basically the supply is out. A good look. Now all those token inflation level pressures are out. We have a consolidation above that previous all-time high, which is a very, very healthy look for the project. And honestly, this is one of TJ's most begrudging and awesome calls. He was talking about this thing at the very beginning of the show. It was like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. We were playing around in the $2 level. This thing pumped up to $50, $52. Now we're sitting here consolidating at or above the previous all-time high. And you're damn right, I have a good bag of Injective, and I am feeling great about this price action doing what it's doing. Now this is a horror story from the meme coin sector from Ponzi Trader. What a name, Ponzi Trader. Guys, what the fuck? I just fired $10,000 into a $700,000 market cap coin, watched it 4x just for the dev to rug and donate the funds to Kamala Harris on chain. Holy God. That is salt in the wound right there. Getting rugged on a meme coin, and then the proceeds that went to the dev sent straight to Kamala Harris. How'd that make you feel, Isaac?
I would crash out. I'd find where the dev is, and I would sue him for my money back. Money back guaranteed.
Did you do any Bull-X moves this morning? You were doing them yesterday.
I was doing them yesterday. I didn't do any Bull-X moves today.
Yeah.
It was fun yesterday, though. Got rugged on my first one. I was just having a blast with the Solana I had in there.
I could see the adrenaline just pouring out of your pores when you're doing it, too. You know, just watching the number go up, 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 and then wham! You know, just very, very sad.
44K, 5K.
Very, very sad times indeed. The other movies, let's check out and see if we see any opportunities on momentary pullbacks. We also Radium, top gainer, currently up 12%. This competitor to Jupiter, auxiliary play to Solana.
Don't fade my Popcat either. I saw it on.
Oh, Popcat's up there, yeah. And now the token supply, 555 mil, circulating, still got half to go. So, I mean, the inflation will continue on this token. But overall, man, Solana is just absolutely garbling up the market dominance for altcoins. It's very, very aggressive against Ethereum. I don't think Solana is going to flip Ethereum in market cap price or size, but I do think Solana is going to give Ethereum a run for its money. I'm feeling like we're on trajectory for Ethereum to top out right at around $1 trillion market cap, or just over a 3x from where it's at right now. Solana would not be surprised to see this bad boy hit the $500 billion market cap size. So it's going to be an aggressive mover, and I'm really liking finding auxiliary plays on Solana for that reason. See if we can find any other opportunity on these. We may as well give Popcat a shout out. This psychotic cat still moving up 8% on the week, 11% on the day. Caspa did not die, bounced off that $12 mark, and is now trying to make its way back up to 14 cents. Beam, a gaming play on Avalanche, up 6% on the week, 4% on the day. Uniswap, and Uniswap has an interesting situation here. It's been around for a while. They're rolling out their own L2. Shout out to Obi-Wan Trader for joining OG status too. Appreciate you. Now, Uniswap pumped very aggressively to over $10. Like, it had these major announcements and, pumped to about $15. Now it's sitting here coiling. I don't think Uniswap is dead. They're rolling out their own L2, and it is becoming very, very integrated with a lot of different chains. As you can see, you got damn near everything under the sun available on Uniswap. Move my face out of the way. It's even supporting Near, Arbitrum, Smart Chain, Terra, Solana, Avalanche C Chain, just a whole basket of things. Now, the performance on Uniswap, I do feel like Uniswap has the ability to double its market cap that it previously accomplished. It sat and peaked out at about a $22 billion market cap. And in this current environment, I'm feeling like Uniswap, as long as its L2 rollout is smooth, as long as things keep looking juicy for the ecosystem in and of itself, I feel like $35 to $40 billion is not too crazy of a target for Uniswap's performance. And so I had to just give it a quick shout out there. Let's check out the other, because this is kind of an exciting day. I mean, we got Bitcoin coiling, and these altcoins are starting to wake up. ApeCoin woke up, chose violence a week ago, or just a few days ago. It's still up 74% on the week, doing a little bit of a haircut, down 14% today. MogCoin, DYDX, Phantom, SWI, and this is interesting. SWI giving up that $2 level. And where will this thing stop bleeding? Where will the SWI pain end? Let's see here. I'm not going to be surprised if we find entry points on SWI in the $1.50 range. If it can fall down and realize strength in this realm right here, that would make a lot of sense for me on SWI. It just came out of the gate swinging real hard. It's up 21% on the month, and the $2 level couldn't hold it. So moved very fast and aggressive. And now, you know, I might get some SWI exposure if it is in the $1.50 range, maybe $2 range. Overall, I feel like the top for SWI is going to land between $10 to $20 in this next bull market. So seeing these levels that it's at currently, still could get, you know, like a 5-10x out of these levels, but I want to get entry points in the $1.50 range to kind of compound that gain, because it is something I've been a part of the test net of it before it even came out. I feel like it was looking good. Where's Bitcoin at? Man, just still range chopping. This is the crab market of hell. What is this? Hell? Where are we? Hades? Let's go to the 15-minute. It's not giving us the entry point while we're live, Isaac. It didn't do it. It keeps bouncing off of this line. Look at this. She's being aggressive. She's being real aggressive. Where's the liquidity moving? Let's see here. Gotta do a refresh on this. These liquidity levels move very fast. Let's go terminal. Bam. And we have a link for High Block if you want to get the liquidity levels for yourself. Not just take it for what I'm showing you, because these things do change. If you're watching this show after we're live, if you're part of the replay crowd, definitely get access to this stuff. Run and zoom in. Whew. All right. So we still got the 66.3 level sitting here. I'm going to have to exercise patience. I'm really going to have to exercise patience on this one. I don't want to put in my little scalp long right now, because this thing looks like it's just waiting for me to enter so it can just break my heart. Exactly. So I'm waiting for the 66.3 level. Maybe I won't get it, but you know what? Not a big deal if I don't. And shout out to everyone for joining us, man. We have had quite a wonderful month of picks. You know, there's more to someone else was asking about this Moonwell dealio. It's given a little bit of calm on the day. It's coiling up and looking to build a shelf up here at 5.8 cents. This is a base chain ecosystem play. It's trying to coil above its previous all-time high. Good googly moogly. My God. So we'll see how much of a retrace we can really get out of this project. Good TVL look on it, though. And it's definitely going to be part of my portfolio. Just a matter of if I can get it for an extra juicy entry point. What would have a bigger market cap in 2025? Arrow or Uniswap? I will say Uniswap. What my price targets are for Aerodrome are to accomplish what Uniswap did last cycle. So, you know, and I'll talk about that real quick. So Uniswap, it hit $22 billion last cycle. Very hot new item. And definitely was an exciting thing to see. Same kind of, you know, feverish pitch that Aerodrome has currently. Accomplished a $22 billion market cap. Now, Aerodrome, much, much lower market cap. It's a very aggressive play within the base chain, which I think is going to be one of the best squeezes this cycle. Currently sitting at a $77 million market cap. So we go to coin perspective. I love doing this because this is where the good stuff is. No, I'm not going to do Cardano. Should I just buy Cardano for the culture?
No.
I got out of Cardano when it was like 60 cents, you know, and I made like a 2x. It was like 30 to 60 cents move. Now it's sitting here, it's just been like reeling at 30 cents.
Yeah, I got out at 55 cents.
You got out at 55
Never look
cents?
back. Never look back.
I mean, I look back often, because I like the idea of decentralization, but I also need to make a shitload of money to support all the kids and the land and all the big goals. Let's see here. So we go to Aerodrome. Bam. We cook up the supply generously, and I think it's around 750 mil. We'll be out by about mid 25. And let's say Aerodrome accomplishes what Uniswap did last cycle. That brings you to a $30 per token level, or AKA 25x. And honestly, I feel kind of conservative about that. So I'm leaving it at that. If it accomplishes, a $50 billion market cap, we go into a base chain super cycle. You're looking at absolutely stupid gains, 55x, things of that nature. But you know what? I'm here for it. And I saw the Department of Justice and all of these massive players within the world scoot Binance out of the way to make way for BlackRock, Larry Fink, Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, Circle, and Base ecosystem at large. And Aerodrome is the underlayment of the base chain, which is absorbing right around 70 to 80% of the CBBTC wrapped Bitcoin that is now being pushed onto the base chain and really benefiting Ethereum, all in that range. So everyone out there, I support every single one of you. I love that you guys come in, you chat it up. You know what I mean? I know we've been through hell in a handbasket together, but we still stay focused. We make all the moves in crypto at the right times, and I think that we're positioned for a very, very strong bull market. This is the great collapse up that we've all been looking for. Isaac, are you going to go to the gym with me today?
Indeed, I am. And
right.
Also, right after this, go say hi to DGen Alpha. Right after this, go raid them, give them the Dweller love.
Hell yeah. All right, you guys. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.